deadly sins of talking about pop culture. This is according to io9.com. We're going to break down the list. But first, thoughts 5 words or less.
The only spoiled thing I like.
Greedily lusting after normal people.
You just be you.
What? I loved that one. Sorry, that was great.
Do you want to give him 2 points? I feel like you should.
Yeah, I think you deserve 2 points.
Okay.
Thank you so
You're very
much.
welcome.
To purge sins, watch Pop Trigger.
Yeah. I like
Okay,
it.
should we break down this list according to io9.com?
Yes.
Okay, number 1, non-consensual spoilers. They say that some people love to read spoilers, right, about their favorite TV shows or movies coming out. Some people hate it. So this list advocates to have like an opt-in. So people can actually make the choice to be like, okay, I don't want to hear or I don't want to read.
It takes so little effort to say, have you seen The Sixth Sense? You know?
Or spoiler alert.
Before you say that he was dead the whole time, you know?
What did you say?
On the other end, which is why I brought that up, is there is a statute of limitations on how long you need before everyone is allowed to say what happened at the end of a big movie.
What is that? How
Yeah,
long?
how long do you think
I
that
mean,
is?
Sixth Sense is a long time ago. It's become a punchline. But if it's like, did you guys see like Masters of Sex this week? Like,
Right.
and then
Right.
you
Yeah.
can't do that.
No, you're right. Okay, Bree, I'm going to ask you about confusing diehard fans with all audiences. It says we all do this to some extent, but it distorts the conversation about pop culture.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Right? Like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan that's like hardcore, knows everything about it from like the comic book or whatnot, or whether it's Transformers or Marvel or DC, to somebody that just is a fan of a movie when they're sick. Not to say that's you, but I know that you used to watch it when you were sick.
All the time, and thanks for remembering.
That's what sucks as a creator, is who do you appeal to?
Right.
The diehards or the mainstream audience? And it has to be the mainstream audience or no one will ever see it and it won't make its money back. At the
Yes.
same time, put as much of that, like the nostalgic, whatever you can do to like make the diehards happy.
Yes.
But don't cheese it up.
I kind of feel like I agree and I don't. Like I feel like if it's a cult thing, like, you know, the Twilight movies or 50 Shades of Grey is coming out or something like that. I cannot wait. Valentine's Day. Yes. I feel like, you know, you have to really watch about the diehard fans because it's become such a movement. Yeah. So I think, you know, you do, like, I mean, there are certain scenes in 50 Shades of Grey that I am expecting to be a certain way. Are you with me?
Oh yeah, like the balls.
Yeah.
They better be there during dinner time.
They better
just
be there.
saying.
You hear that, world? They want the balls.
Okay, we got to move on. I'm going to ask you about number 3, buying into a simplistic dichotomy between hack and artist. The article refers to sometimes it's tempting to boil everything down into, quote, great heartfelt passion projects and, quote, corporate work for hire, with the former being automatically better than the latter. But I'm sure we can all think of a passion project where the creator had total creative control and sucks. So just because it's like a passion project doesn't mean it's going to be great, is what they're saying.
Yes, there's a movie called Southland Tales by the guy who did Donnie Darko.
Okay.
And
Amir knows it.
It is the worst film I've ever seen in the universe.
And it was a
that
passion
guy,
project?
it was his passion project and had full creative control. Some passion projects are stinky, and you need someone to tell you no.
Number 4, to Liza, getting sucked into pointless genre debates. It says, repeat after me, quote, genres are marketing categories. Not only is it kind of a waste of time debating which genre something belongs to, it's also kind of pointless to argue about whether one genre is better than the other or more mainstream.
I mean, this just reminds me of like being at Blockbuster as a kid and, you know, going around and looking at the genres and that's how you picked your movie. You know, other than that, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like, why does it matter if it's a dark comedy or if it's a romantic comedy or whatever it is? Either you want to see the movie or you don't. It's kind of just part of a conversation.
And you see people debating, like, horror's better than sci-fi, fantasy's better than both.
Yeah, it's
why can't we just love which movie we love, whether regardless of the genre?
There is one genre that I absolutely hate, and that's Steven Seagal.
He's his own genre.
Right.
Love it.
They feed
Okay,
off that, you know.
Bree, number 5, letting random controversies get in the way of judging the work on its own merits. I think this one's perfect for you because I feel like you remind us to stay objective about this. So it says, quote, just because there's been some debate over the marketing of a film or something the star of a TV show said in an interview once, or the rumor that it's going to be a bad movie, doesn't mean that it's actually going to be a bad movie. Why don't you just go see it for yourself and determine that for yourself?
I completely agree with that.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of your motto.
You cannot judge a movie based on what the actors or directors or anyone who is involved with the movie do outside of it. Like the creative is so different from like the public personalities.
Okay, coming in at number 6, not recognizing that pop culture has real world meanings. Very interesting, Liza. It says, even if a story takes place 1,000 years in the future on another planet, it's still talking about the here and now. And then it goes into talk about the sin. So it's a sin to deny other people's rights to analyze and criticize pop culture, particularly when they're commenting on how it deals with race or gender or sexuality. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think that pop culture really is relevant in the news as well. You know, it's like half the people these days get their news from Twitter. I mean, you know, so therefore, I mean, pop culture is relevant no matter what you do. I mean, if you watch a Disney movie, for instance, half the jokes are for the parents.
That's a good move. I can't believe it. I'm losing to a rug.
You know, so the truth is that, you know, it's relevant no matter what. And people that are judging it are probably just judgy people anyway.
Yeah,
you know?
I agree with you. It's here. I mean, I think those are people that are just trying to be snobby, like they're above pop culture when we're all involved in it. Number 7, not respecting the other people's opinions. This is very simple. Quote, it's totally fine to say the Avengers sucked, but it's uncool to say anybody that thinks the Avengers was good suck. Yeah, you don't want to say that. That's mean.
Do we have any other rules?
Oh, okay. Any other rules?
Any other sins of talking about pop culture? Because I have one.
Oh.
You need to limit the amount of time you allow yourself to remember the name of, what is that actor? The one, he's tall, but he's like strong.
Yeah.
He's not Liev Schreiber. He's a strong, he's like strong, but he's not like too.
So what's he been in? What's he been in?
This
that
is
bothers
the sin.
you. I know.
This is the
get
sin. Give yourself like 17 seconds of that, and you need to move on.
Yeah.
Tweet it out. Email a friend, go on IMDb and start typing on Google like what the words you're saying are, and maybe it'll come up. Otherwise, let it go.
All right, so what do you guys think about the 7 sins of pop culture? Any additional ones that you can add to the list apart from Brett's sin? And please follow us on Instagram and Tumblr at The Real Pop Trigger. We'll see you guys all next time.